plot continues to thicken. This is some freaking silly putty, silly chicken, stupid chicken bullshit. As you guys have probably seen, there have been some 13 Foxtrots, some 13 Fs that have come out here indicating that Citadel Advisors LLC has gone long on AMC stock, which is just a freaking, oh, that just makes me chuckle. They finally thrown in the towel. They finally freaking gone long on the stock. We're going to actually go over some things on what this could actually mean, things that I've seen some concerns with in regards to how this could affect the AMC squeeze, what's going to happen here down the road. But without further ado, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice. Please take it with a grain of salt. Nonetheless, let's get into the video. We're going to be talking about Citadel going long on AMC stock. They've taken 3 positions from what I have seen here so far, right? They've bought in with just about 3/4 million shares, 724,599. This was filed, the 13F was filed on May 17th. They also bought some puts and they bought some calls. So I'm going to show you these. Here are the puts. I can't see the exact number here. If you do know the number of the calls and puts, please drop in the comment section down below. I don't pay for the Fintel data, the calls and puts data. And they've also bought some calls, as you can see right here. Citadel Advisors LLC, May 17th, also bought calls. Now, I don't know the exact number, but if I was to take a guess, they probably have more calls than they have puts, whether it's a 2-to-1 ratio, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. I don't know the exact numbers, like I said. But the idea of this, to me, is that they're hedging their bet. They're essentially saying, if this does not go up, I have a put here that if it goes down, I at least come close to break even or break even on my money. So there's not as much risk involved for my position here on AMC stock. It could be the other way around too. I don't know off the top of my head, obviously. I don't see the numbers, but I would anticipate that they're going long overall since they actually bought stock. I would think that the calls do outweigh the puts. Now, there is concern with this. People are worried that Citadel is going to affect the squeeze overall. Citadel bought more shares. Why? They buy long shares to then sell off mid-squeeze in combination with shorting to fake a sell-off like GameStop on March 10th. Do not fall for it. 100K floor as always. And then there's a couple of comments in here, and I kind of want to address a couple of these, right? Nothing new at the top is mentioning this, so I'm cowboying the top comment thread. They buy long shares to then sell off in combination with shorting to fake a sell-off like GameStop on March 10th. Don't forget the bot's false flag narrative. Happy to wrinkle a brain. March 10th was the day GME hit 300, then hit a hard crash to 140, rug pull of the year. Let's be on guard then. 348 to 172 in 25 minutes with a news article saying the price dropped 42% that came out 15 minutes before the price dropped. So I want to talk about this. Not that I think it's fear, uncertainty, or doubt in the least bit, but I want to address how I think this would actually affect the squeeze and that sort of thing, right? So let's just look at Citadel's actual position. As you guys can see, they bought in with about 724,000 shares, 724,000 shares. And I had a phone call with Matt Coors this morning, and it was very insightful. I think this is some information worth sharing with you guys. He said this, and I want to pass along this message. He said, in the first minute of trading on AMC stock on any given day, you can see anywhere between 3 million to 10 million in total volume in that first 1 minute. That first 1 minute. We have not even begun the squeeze yet. Do you think the 724,000 shares is going to affect the squeeze? Think about this logically, right? Any given day in the last 3 days, we've seen anywhere between 100 million to almost 300 million shares of total volume. 724,000 shares, at least as it sits right now, if this is their total position in the stock, will not affect the squeeze. It just will not. This is the only scenario that I could think of that may cause some psychological warfare. We're going to prepare for the worst case scenario, right? I want to give you guys the worst case scenario so you guys are ready for it if it does end up happening. I don't know the exact number of calls. Like I said, if you know it, drop it in the comment section down below. But if they make a substantial amount of money on their calls, their call options, right, and on their stock, what they could do is as this begins to squeeze up, similar to what GameStop did, right, it could flush from $300 down to 170 in a very short period of time. And I can guarantee you this as well. Hedge funds that are short on AMC stock or have different motives than the apes who are long on AMC stock collude with the media. Why do you think the hit pieces come out the way that they do? I've said this since day freaking one, guys, ever since January. The day that this is a dead cat to me is the day that the freaking news sources, the media, stop talking about AMC stock. That's the day this is a dead cat. And I'll tell you why. It's because hedge funds that are short on freaking AMC stock or GameStop, like freaking Melvin Capital and Citadel, right? They collude with these freaking media sources. They all work together to paint the picture, the narrative that AMC stock and GameStop is dumb money, that it's a stupid investment, right? Now, they are going to play mind games with you. If they flip the script, they're going to put out hit pieces just like what you freaking saw right here. The news article that said it dropped 42% that came out 25 minutes before from GameStop, right? They're going to try and play that script. They're going to try and paint this narrative that it's freaking done. The game is over. That's what you need to pay attention to, right? You are going to know when they're playing that psychological warfare and trying to mess with your fortitude and your mental clarity, because the media is going to paint that freaking picture like it did way back in freaking January, guys. I can guarantee you that is the worst case scenario. So what's the solution, right? What happens if at the mid squeeze, these guys start going, they flip the script again, they go short on the stock, they get rid of their long shares, they cash out the call options, and they use that new fresh liquidity and capital to short the stock from the top. What's the narrative there then? What do you do? Well, we saw with GameStop, and the difference between now and then is this: we're ready. The apes are ready. We know the freaking games. We've spent 5 months studying, getting ready, mentally preparing, loading up our boats, loading up the positions. Who's going to carry the boats? It's going to be the apes, man. I'm telling you. We are so much more prepared for this because it's this freaking simple. Stocks go up because of supply and demand. If you hold and you buy, right, and that buying and holding outweighs selling, that is going to drive the freaking price up. It's that simple, right? Now, obviously, there's malpractice and manipulation tactics, naked short selling, short ladder attacks, all that sort of stuff that is going to drive price action down, but that is not going to matter if hedge funds are bleeding dry on short positions, right? And even if every single short position out there all of a sudden covered and they went long, right? What is going to happen? Buying pressure is going to be stupid, immense. You're going to have ridiculous buying pressure. This thing wouldn't be able to hold itself down anymore because of all the buys and the buying pressure and bullish action and apish action that's happened over the last couple of months. So to kind of wrap this all up into a big freaking rubber band ball that we can have our live cat playing with, guys, Citadel, to me, as it sits right now, is not going to affect the squeeze with the amount of shares that they have. Since I don't know the amount of calls and puts that they have, right, I can't tell you exactly how that's going to play into the picture, but worst case scenario is this. They make a lot of cash, a lot of liquidity off of their call options, off of their stock, and they try to short it at mid-squeeze level, just like we saw in that Reddit article. And what happens there? You have the potential for the media and for freaking hedge funds to collude together and talk about AMC stock and try to scare you out of your money. We're ready for it this time. The apes are ready for it this time. We've learned our lesson. We've grown as retail investors. We've grown as apes. We've all gotten smarter. We've all gotten stronger. We've all improved our positions. We are ready to freaking go, right? So don't let that scare you. In fact, I laughed when I saw that freaking Citadel flip the script and finally went long in their position, because we've been saying it forever, guys. Everybody on YouTube has been saying it forever. If you were a hedge fund that was short on AMC stock, it does not make sense to fight the grain. This is not a freaking sound short anymore. In fact, this is yet another confirmation that it's freaking game day. It's freaking game day, guys. And that's what I've got for this video here today. So blah, blah, blah. You know the whole spiel. Drop a like, consider subscribing. The whole 9 yards. That's what I've got for you guys today. So thank you for watching. My friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang. Catch y'all in the next one. Much love and peace.